Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to boy GhostGG. Today, we're reacting to Star Wars Outlaws. Creative director answers our burning questions at IGN Live 2024. This was last night. I'm reacting to this on Monday, and honestly, like 2-ish hours from now, I think, or 2.5. The Ubisoft event is going to be happening. Ubisoft Forward. So I'm gonna just react to this right now. Is a more of an interview-based kind of reaction, but it's Star Wars Outlaws. I want to watch it.
Hello there! You're watching IGN Live. This August, that beloved galaxy far, far away is coming a little closer to home with Star Wars Outlaws, the brand new open world Star Wars game that we are so excited for.
Now, here to tell us all about it and hopefully answer our annoying questions about Bib Fortuna and Rancors is the creative director of Star Wars Outlaws, Julian Garrity.
Give it up for Julian Garrity.
Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Thank you.
Give me answers.
Hello. Now, Julian, as you know, here at IGN, editorial and journalistic integrity is some of the most important stuff in the world to us. Don't laugh. So we have to know,
That's funny.
why is the robot wearing a coat?
Why not?
Perfect.
Do you want to see a droid?
There you go.
A
There you have
naked
it.
droid? Is this what you want to see?
I mean, does that mean the other droids are naked?
Maybe. It depends. Depends where your imagination goes. To be serious, I think the coat
Yeah,
adds so much personality.
it does.
Something that you've never seen really before, which is a droid whose pose suggests that he has a huge amount on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And he's wearing this long trench coat. It's evocative. It's provocative.
It's
It makes
Yeah,
you
I like
wanna
that actually.
find
I
out
didn't actually
more.
think about this.
I think it's
Hold up, pause
awesome.
right here. Droids in Star Wars are very much sentient. Like they have their own personalities. We see that from all the droids we've seen from R2 to oh my god, now I'm blanking. To every droid that we've seen. C3PO obviously. Holy shit, why can't I think of droids off the top of my head now? Oh my god, I feel like an idiot. But like all the droids from Rebels, from the other games like Star Wars, the Jedi games, from the sequels, the prequels, the original movies, every single droid we've seen has some sort of personality to it. But it's only personality through the way that they act, and some droids you can actually understand what they're saying from Rebels, if you guys remember. You can sometimes hear like, oh, he's actually saying words, but like it's in droid form. But yeah, they have personality. And putting a trench coat, like why wouldn't a droid grab a trench coat and put a coat on if they already do a bunch of different actions that are almost so human-like, or like flesh human-like? They're not humans in Star Wars technically; they're all aliens, right? Even the human-looking ones are supposed to be aliens still, I think, because they're all from different planets. I don't think anybody's from planet Earth in Star Wars, but probably not even in the same universe actually. Yeah, but like, yeah, a droid putting a trench coat on, that's not really that far-fetched.
It's weird because it really does suddenly make it seem like all the other droids in the galaxy, with the exception of the Magna Guards, which have little capes, and IG-88, who's wearing nothing but a belt, are all just shameless nudists.
Absolutely.
All right, droids
That's a new
are huge
perspective
perverts.
for
That's
you.
canon.
Give it up for new droids. Julian, I promise we will not just talk about naked droids the entire time you're up here.
But on the subject of big, cloaks and fashion and all sorts of good stuff like that, we got to look at Lando in the trailer.
That's
Is that
right.
right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we saw Lando.
We can do a round of applause for Lando, I think.
Give it
Yeah.
up for Lando.
Now, this takes place between Empire and Jedi. What is Lando doing playing Sabacc instead of hatching a plan to rescue Han? What's he
Oh,
doing in this game?
yeah.
What's his role? Tell us about it.
His role, he's an expert. He's one of these elusive characters that we've peppered across the open world.
Right.
That can bring new skills, new abilities, upgrades to your speeder, to your ship, to your blaster in the open world. So he's one of those.
So it takes place between
experts.
episode
it's
5 and
our
6,
take
huh?
on making progression really different from just putting.
I mean, if you're a Star
points
Wars
in
fan
a
or seen any of the
skill tree
movies, you know
or
at the end of
something like
5,
that. So you actually go and try and
Solo
find
gets
people
captured
who are gonna
by
teach you
I
how
guess
to
he
do
technically gets
something
captured by the
new.
Empire
So
and given over to
it's our little spin on making progression a little bit more
Boba
fun
Fett to
and
deliver
grounded in
to
the open world
the
and
Hutt.
grounded with characters that we hope
Jabba
that
the Hutt,
you'll get
technically.
to know and love.
And he got I don't even know what that process is called off the top
It's
of my head
awesome.
now.
It's awesome.
As much as I love Star Wars, I can't
Speaking of
remember
progression,
everything.
upgrades
My
and stuff like
brain's a
that,
little fucked.
Kay's grappling hook.
Yes.
You got to look at that. It's super cool. Is that something she's going to start out with? Something you can upgrade?
You start out with the grapple.
All right.
You start out with a blaster, but the blaster you can really upgrade, and it becomes extremely versatile as a tool. So you can stun shot people. You can get a blast charge to blow things up.
Hell
It's
yeah.
a little bit more powerful. There's ion to deal with droids. So it's a really versatile tool.
Now, I feel like there's a lot of jumping, a lot of traversal there. I'm kind of curious about the exploration and how it unfolds, because like the Jedi games have had almost a Metroidvania DNA to them. Obviously, you want to have a big open world for people to explore, but you got to hide some stuff behind certain things. Tell us about sort of how players get out into the galaxy.
So Metroidvania is also something that we've explored within our open world. So
Ooh.
that gives you a real reason to go back to a planet, even if you've done the main Golden Path quests in it. You can always go back once you've found that blast charge for your blaster, because you've seen some walls that you know that module can actually destroy.
Right.
And behind that rock face, there'll be treasure, there'll be some good stuff for you. So it's a real motivation for you to go back.
Now, Julian, you love Star Wars.
Yes.
Our audience loves Star Wars. I love Star Wars.
Do you love Star Wars?
A little bit. I mean, you know, here and there. When did you know you had nailed the feeling of Star Wars when you were working on this game? What was the thing that you were like, we have to get this right for it to feel like Star Wars?
It's a great question, because we started a few years ago, and I think I've said this before, but you think you know Star Wars.
Right.
But before you have to start designing a new droid, a new species, a blaster, a spaceship, then it gets, okay, you really have to know Star Wars. But I think when we started bringing Nyx, which is Kay's companion, to life, to give it a personality, a gameplay value as well, Nyx represents all of these attributes, and nailing that, giving it this personality and making it fit within Star Wars, within that original trilogy, that's when we knew that we'd leveled up and we'd understood what makes Star Wars Star Wars.
It's beautiful.
Now-
If anyone hurts Nyx, I will kill them.
In our contract, we cannot hurt Nyx.
Good.
So no cheap emotional points by hurting
Thank you.
the little
Okay.
creature.
Thank you.
We're
Oh,
not
okay,
doing
thank
that.
you.
Precious cargo.
Nyx
Something about
will
animals
be
getting hurt.
there at the
I don't
end
know.
of the adventure.
Beautiful.
Also, our companion's an animal, not
I
a
want to
droid.
talk about Nyx a little bit. There's something that fascinated me. You guys did like a developer diary, and it showed a little behind the scenes. And this Nyx was mocapped. Nyx was a puppet, which is so weird because like we're used to, you know, in Star Wars, it's either practical or it's digital. But you made a puppet and you mocapped it and you made it digital. Tell us about that process. Were there
didn't know
ever
that. That's
other
cool.
alternatives? Whose hand is that in the like?
So it's true, and this is a while ago, but every scene with Nyx that we mocapped, we had to have a puppeteer on set that was playing Nyx. And there was a real interplay between the actress who played Kay, the actor who played ND5, and Nyx on set, because there's somebody there. And true story, the last day of shooting, the person who was the puppeteer was crying because she was saying goodbye to Nyx at that moment. So it was a really, really touching moment.
We didn't even cue them for that.
Everyone's going to cry. Whoever cries the loudest gets a prize. Last year, I asked you about the Rancor.
Yes.
The large beast that in Return of the Jedi lives underneath Jabba's weird bed, and he drops things down there, and they get eaten. I was told we're not really ready to talk about that yet. Are we ready to talk about that yet?
Well, what I can say is one of the missions in the game will take you into Jabba's fortress.
Yes. Yes. I love it so much.
You're going to have to sneak inside. You're not a guest. Jabba hasn't sent you an RSVP. No, no, no. You have to sneak inside, and maybe you get to meet his pet.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe.
It took 1 year, but we got it. We got the Rancor. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Love a good Rancor.
Now, Brian loves Bib Fortuna. Brian has all the Bib Fortuna toys. He's obsessed with that weird snake-headed
I
Major
think I have
Domo.
like the most Bib Fortuna toys of anybody. And that's
I have been banging.
usually I tell my therapist, but I'll tell all of you guys instead.
I have been banging the Dengar drum for some time. If you don't know who Dengar is, he's the guy who looks like a mummy. He's on Brian's shirt multiple times. Is Dengar in the game? Can you tell me that?
Dengar is not in the game, but Bib Fortuna.
Bib Fortuna's in the game.
Yes.
See,
Well-
I'll take him. I'll take it.
My
I'll take it.
expectations are squarely in place. What's Bib doing?
Bib's working with Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I
hanging
mean,
out.
it's
Does he have
part of the court that Jabba has. So you have Salacious B. Crumb. You've got the whole throne room is there. So
Marine guards, all the creatures back there.
So Bib, of course, is there.
He's doing what he does best, which is let people in that shouldn't be able to get in, right?
Absolutely.
Nijaba Nobata. Now, I want to talk about sort of the broader scale exploration because this is, the sort of issue with making an open world Star Wars game is there's multiple worlds.
Right.
And you want to have that player freedom, that exploration. Are planets locked behind story beats? How big are the areas sort of in relation to each other? And I guess what other kind of open world, open field Ubisoft games would you compare this one to in terms of scale?
Yeah, how does it all kind of connect together?
So this was one of the dev challenges that we were facing, which was how to create an open world that felt rich enough, rich not only with locations, but activities, but achievable in a way, with enough space around each one of the planets or moons that we developed to make that space exploration in your ship really worthwhile too. So
space
you
exploration.
can start
How
off
about
in a
that?
city, leave the city on your speeder, go to a smaller settlement, call your spaceship, jump in your spaceship, go into orbit, blast a few TIE fighters, hyper jump into the orbit of another planet, and land seamlessly, all seamlessly.
Mike, come on.
I love that. Love
Come
that. Starfield, take some notes.
So it's open world, but it's open space.
Freedom.
It is freedom because we want agency. We want
Yeah.
the player to live that fancy of being the ultimate outlaw within Star Wars. And that's all about freedom at the end of the day. So thematically, it's intertwined with the core gameplay that we're proposing. Every planet that we're going to feature is very different as well. So you can't compare Kijimi to Toshara to Akiva to Tatooine. They're
Right.
all very, very different.
It's amazing.
Those four planets that are probably in there then.
before
We
go,
know Tatooine is.
backstage you were talking
Tatooine's in every Star
to
Wars, as far as I'm
Gav,
concerned,
who
in
was on
some
the show
shape or
earlier.
form.
He worked on both of the Star Wars Jedi games. This Star Wars Outlaws is going to join like a long history of hopefully awesome Star Wars games. What was one of your favorite Star Wars games growing up?
Growing up, Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah. That's like everyone's answer. It's a classic.
Awesome.
So for me, that was classic BioWare. It was agency, it was choice, it was narrative, it was characters, it was Star Wars, but with a real difference. So I think BioWare nailed it, Respawn nailed it, DICE nailed it. There's a lot of great Star Wars games.
And you're going to nail it.
Thank
You're
you.
going to nail it.
DICE nailed it after complaints
Julian.
and updates, though.
Thank you so much.
DICE did
Give it up for Star Wars
Battlefront.
Outlaws.
And if you guys remember, Battlefront 2 launched. It was
Out
bad.
August
Not
30th.
gameplay wise, but
You can
like
see
more
more
like
at Ubisoft
unlocking
Forward
stuff
tomorrow.
wise. It
You
was
can
bad.
catch
Like
us on the IGN
someone
pre-post
calculated
show.
it like to
Right
be
now,
a
there's
stupid
plenty
long
more
time
IGN
to
Live on the
unlock
way.
what Darth Vader I think
May
it was.
the
Something
force
I can't
be
remember who
with
it was
you.
now. But yeah, but then they fixed it up over updates, and now Battlefront 2 is still played quite a lot, like multiplayer, but it's in a very good spot, but like not on launch. They had to like roll back a lot of stuff, take out the loot boxes and stuff like that, like the gambling of it. But But I mean, I guess at the end, after multiple updates, they nailed it. But yeah, BioWare, Respawn obviously did the Jedi series, Fallen Order, Survivor, and a third one coming out in the near future. BioWare did the Knights of the Old Republic. I believe Knights of the Old Republic is getting a remake as well, as far as I know. But now Ubisoft is in the Star Wars game, and I love that through Massive Entertainment, which I believe is owned by Disney. Is it not Massive, or is Massive Entertainment like in partner with Ubisoft? I have no idea actually. You know what? I'm gonna Google something because I don't know what Massive Entertainment. That's not how you spell massive. Massive Entertainment. Located in Malmo, as part of the Ubisoft family. So it is part of the Ubisoft family, and they've done. Oh, they've actually done quite okay. So they've done Division 2, Frontiers of Pandora, and Outlaws. Okay, so Division 2 was their first game, I guess, like their mainline game. And they might have worked on other games before the other stuff. They apparently Assassin's Creed Revelations as well. I have no idea. Well, I guess Massive Entertainment's been around for a while, but obviously Avatar and Star Wars are Disney properties now. So back here. So they do get the budget from Disney as well, right? Like to make these games. So that's what Avatar was a great game in my opinion. Like visually stunning, beautiful game. Gameplay was very like I want to say normal, but not bad. Not in a bad way. Like it was just like it felt like a Far Cry Avatar game, and I believe that was like the perfect combination. Like if it was called Far Cry Avatar, I would be like, yeah. But it was so much fun. I loved it. There's actually a DLC coming out that I think they're announcing today as well. So can't wait for that. But obviously this new era of like Ubisoft and Disney kind of working together, if they can make some more stuff in the future, I would love that, because I think with that budget they could just do more. And I love Ubisoft games. I know Ubisoft games, they have their uh they're kind of stuck in their ways. Like they have that it used to be climbing towers and activating the tower. That's the same as climbing a building and syncing up with your eagle eyes and all that, right? And both Far Cry and Assassin's Creed. And that was very much a trope that was in like every single game going forward. And people would make fun of that. And I mean, yeah, it's kind of a hassle, right? I don't mind it. It takes a few minutes just to do, and then you're on with the game. I don't mind it. But I understand why people would, because there's a lot of what's it called, like repeating stuff that keeps going on, and you're like, why do I have to do this again? But I enjoy Ubisoft games. I enjoy the Far Cry games. I love Assassin's Creed. It's in my top 5 of franchises ever. And I loved Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, and I want to get deep into Star Wars Outlaws. It's Ubisoft and Star Wars, 2 of my favorite things. But yeah, that is it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time with whatever we're doing. Peace out.